It just got real. Say how you feel. Got is mad. Yeah, that's too bad. Off of my dick, I got him stressed out. Look at me, I'm blessed now. Tell him I'm the best.
All right, everybody, it's your boy Cristo coming back at you for another fine episode of SmallTown Misfits podcast. Here we go, baby, episode 40. Where you been? How you been? As always, I got my boy with me, Rocky.
What's going on, guys? It's me, Rocky Raccoon. January 5th, starting off the new year right with a new podcast.
New pod,
Man. New year. How you feeling?
I feel great, man.
Feel good.
You know, I've been hearing a lot of people say new year, new them. You know what I mean? New year, new me kind of stuff.
Right.
And I'm like, yo, you don't really have to wait a whole new year to try something different. You know what I mean? I'm like, don't be that guy. We were just talking off the camera. I was like, you make a New Year's resolution? You're like, nah, man, still grinding, still staying what we're doing. I was like, hell yeah, that's what I like to hear, man.
Yeah, I told everyone if I had a resolution to make, it would be not to set myself up for failure. You know, I'm not gonna make an unattainable goal. Like, if you want to make a goal, that's cool, but just make sure it's within grasp. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, every single goal has like steps to it. You can't just go to the finish line every single time.
I'm like, my goal of this year is I'm gonna be an astronaut. You know what I mean?
You can never be too high.
Right. But anyway, I hope everyone started the new year off right, and I hope everyone out there was safe and smart, and everyone had fun.
And did their part.
Kicking off 2024. It's weird saying 2024.
2024.
2024, man. The year
Just
of the
like
wolves.
it was like 2020 with the virus.
Yeah, that is true, yeah.
Time's flying by, man.
4 years since then, man.
Heck yeah.
That is nuts.
Yeah, cocoa nuts, man.
Cocoa nuts for sure,
Cocoa
man.
nuts. What else is coconuts? Earthquakes. January 1st, Japan.
Oh,
Big
dude.
earthquake. You know
Huge
what I'm saying?
earthquake. Yeah, dude.
Buildings shaking, buildings, roads crumbling. Dude. I mean, people screaming.
It was bad.
I was on the X, Twitter, and like Quentin Rampage Jackson, he's all tweeting. He's like, everybody pray for me. I'm in the nosebleeds because he was watching a fight. They were all shaking. They all got out of there. Yeah. And then he was all posting some pictures. You can probably find him online on his Twitter account or his X account. The building was shaking, and then like the roads were all broken up and everything. He's like, what a start of a new year.
Dude,
that's
nuts.
crazy, dude. Earthquakes happening everywhere, man. This is it.
Yeah, I mean, I saw some videos of it, and it looked like some of the roads were like breathing because like all the
man, that's crazy.
And it was like water was under it, dude. But I'll have to.
I seen some videos too where like there was an earthquake and the boulders pushed up the asphalt, so they look like little pods. Yeah, like getting pushed up. I've seen some of those.
The end is upon us.
Yeah.
No, but for real, earthquakes out there, man. It's crazy. And then I think we touched bases on this way back when, but earthquakes are causing Africa to split into two.
Huh.
Like within maybe hundreds of years, maybe 1,000 years, eventually Africa supposedly is going to be.
Don't they say that about California? California's going to break off in the ocean too.
Supposedly it's supposed to say that because it's right around the fault line, but like Africa has like this huge fissure going through it that just kind of like gets bigger and bigger every year.
Nice.
So they're like, yeah, it's going to happen.
Break them down.
Not in our lifetime, but
never.
It's going to be the new
you know
like
what
Bahamas.
happened in our lifetime, dude, is the Epstein list came out, dude.
Epstein list, dude.
You know what I'm saying?
Dude,
you're on there, dude.
I'm John Doe, man. They said they weren't going to release my name, dude.
You said Joe Rogan, number 99. I was like, what?
So I don't know if you saw the list.
No, people are saying they're like, what if Joe Rogan was on the list? I was like, no way, dude.
Yeah.
No way, dude. That dude has way too much money for that bullshit.
Yeah. So supposedly it's, I think like 80 or 70% is released right now.
Yeah. I haven't seen the list, but I've seen some like people they're outing that were on the list. They say they have like records. They got like files with a whole bunch of megabytes and gigabytes or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Whatever bytes are on there. They have so many profiles, pictures, and names.
So, yeah.
And that's crazy, dude. It was like, there was like, I don't know, man. Disgusting, dude. And Buddy Tim out there, he's on Twitter X right now. I don't know if he's banned, but he's on there. He told them as soon as that list came out, he's like, we should all hang them all. And then he got banned from the platform, man.
It's just so suspicious because first of all, why didn't they why didn't they just release the list first of all, and then you go through like the whole conspiracy thing of like supposedly he unalived himself in a Max facility, like how or whatever. like who would have left him alone. I mean, there's a whole bunch of speculation on that, and then like,
oh yeah, okay.
And then they said when they actually did raid Epstein Island, on one of the floors was a safe full of, like you said, CDs, hard drives.
Yeah.
And then once the case was like coming together and being put together, and a lot of people were going to be prosecuted, those were lost.
Yeah, so I think in that documentary it shows him like his girlfriend had a lot to do with it too. So she had her own books too and things like that, and names and video recordings of a lot of people and stuff like that.
It's just sick, dude. And it just also just makes you think like
the pedophilia ring out there is real, people.
Yeah, man. And
like trafficking.
People have power. Whoever's
the
out
US
there,
government is trafficking people,
and they're able to take some people off those lists. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but when I was reading it, they said that there's still a couple of names on that list that the government's going to refer to as John Does, and I want to say one of those is like obviously one of our presidents. I think it was Clinton, but there's two.
No,
people
he's on
the
there for sure. They know he's on there for sure.
Right, but I think they're referring to him as a John Doe. Like that's what's on there. Like they won't.
I don't know because I thought there was a painting of him. I don't know if it was a painting of him or Bush.
Both.
But there were, you know what I mean?
Two of them there. Yeah.
So I mean, it's like hard to. So that's just crazy on it.
It's just crazy, and
who else knows the bigger powers that are out there that are John Doe's? But like, hey, we'll do this, that, and the other to do this and that.
It's just sick. It's sick, and I'm glad. I'm glad that he can no longer do that, and and I hope they find whoever was an accomplice of him. You know what I mean? And
yeah, man, because he definitely didn't off himself out there. You know,
I don't think so. I think they were, they were, and then everyone else that was on that list that got identified before it was released was dead. You know what I mean? Mysteriously died of some other.
Yeah, look it up out there, y'all. Look it up on the phone. Look up the list. I mean, they're still putting it out. Keep putting more names out there every day, dude.
Yeah, if you guys know any information you want us to talk about or do some research, just comment down below and let us know, and we'll look into it, man.
Research. You know what's crazy too, dude? Was talk about research real quick. Was that remember during the whole Corona time? They're like, don't do your own research and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, they're like, the government's, we got everything under control. First of all, you're the ones who started it. We all know this.
Right.
You're the ones controlling these labs and making these viruses. Why? Why are we doing this for? For what? For what purposes? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
A lab-created virus that hurt and killed millions of people, dude. And for what? They're controlling us. That's why. They're doing these things behind our backs. You know what I mean? Like the turn of the century, the rise of the machine. Like I was talking to you about this before. That saying used to be, about the government industrial complex, but now it's just the mainstream government and everybody else, rise against the machine, go against what they're feeding us. They're literally bottle feeding us by showing all these images and propaganda and all these ads. And we're just sitting there in front of our phones, just keep digging for gold that we'll never find, that dopamine that keeps getting hit once those new videos pop up. And that's what they want. They want us right here, sitting down in our houses doing nothing. Hey, they don't want us to rebel because they'll rebel, then they'll start finding us, like that whole January, 7th or 5th or whatever it was, they stormed the Capitol.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? They're still getting people. They're still getting people. Whoever went out there, did all that kind of stuff. Even if you weren't even in the building, you're getting arrested. You know what I mean? If you were there, they're getting you, and it's like they'll get you one way or another. They don't want you speaking the truth. They don't want you speaking out.
That reminds me, and I cannot remember the name. But way back in the day, there's all kinds of documentaries on it about how the government had this certain, I don't want to say facility, but this certain type of thing that like they would show like certain ads or whatever, and it would like supposedly give you like mind control or hypnotize this person.
Subliminal messaging?
Yeah, subliminal messaging. And I forgot what that was called, but it was like the file was just released, and if I can remember it, I will post it up. But it basically is just that they're
saying the government does that to us.
Yeah, like slowly, like is like brainwashing us, basically. Yeah.
You remember how like those old cartoons had those weird like pictures in them for a couple seconds?
Oh yeah,
kind of like that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
No, yeah, for sure. Like
those
you really don't know.
What is that doing in a kid's cartoon movie? Or a show? You're like, what the? That's crazy, man. People are just going crazy over brand name items too. You know what I mean? Talk about like that Stanley Cup that's going around right now. You see people beating people up in the grocery stores, dude. This is like just a regular $30 cup. People are like mauling people over for these things, man.
It's
for
like,
what, dude?
It's like 2000 Black Friday all over again. People are just punching people for these, man. And the thing is like it's like you said, it's just over a brand name. There's so many other cups out there that are way better than that one.
Yeah, I mean, just like we talked about Balenciaga being all weird and stuff lately. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that. Talk about subliminal messages. They're one. If you guys want to do some research and go down a rabbit hole, look up Balenciaga and like child trafficking and
artists
subliminal messages in their covers, and you'll go down a rabbit hole. Man.
What's crazy is they got like bondage bears for kids.
Yeah,
you know, it's weird, dude.
MK Ultra was what I was talking about.
MK Ultra was LSD, wasn't it?
MK Ultra used in numerous methods to manipulate its subjects' mental states and brain functions, such as the covert administration of high-dose psychoactive chemicals.
I think what they did in that project was like they gathered a whole bunch of men and they dosed them up with LSD, and they were watching them when they brought like prostitutes in the room or something like that, or something going on or like that. I don't know. The government's been tapping in our brains forever, man.
So you think about they're using chemicals, right? And that's how they're controlling us, right? And then you hear all this stuff all the time about like they're putting this in your food and you're not supposed to have that. They're putting this because it suppresses this,
arsenics,
it suppresses
carcinogens.
that. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. It just makes you think, are they putting it all in there to make our minds weak?
Fluoride in the water.
You know what I mean? And so that way we're not really like cognitively aware.
No, higher functioning brain power, dude. Like, I believe in that. I believe in that 100%. I believe they're doing that kind of stuff. So we can't tap into our brain because they say there's a piece of our brain that we don't even use and we don't even know what it's for. I believe that's like government figured it out a long time ago, and they're like, let's suppress these people. Right. Let's not give them free will thoughts and things like that because they're pressing us down pretty hard, man. I mean, there's movies coming out now about Civil War and things like that. You know what I mean?
And speaking of all that, I did this one thing. I kind of went down a rabbit hole on this, but you hear about all those like huge, like the Liberty Bell and all these huge bells that were back, in the Civil War era, and they got decommissioned. And one of the conspiracy theories out there is that these huge bells, when they were rung or rang, they resonated this vibration frequency, and it is now known today that certain vibration frequencies will heal your body. Yeah. And so they're like, well, we can't have that.
Yeah. You know what I mean? You see all those Buddhists and people in the temples with the overseas with those big old bowls, and they hit those rings, the bowls and stuff. Yeah, man. I don't know, man.
It just makes you think, man. Makes you think.
Makes you think out there. Makes you want to think differently and like get your that people. I always tell people my body is my temple. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Even though I treat it like trash, but thinking about this kind of stuff makes you want to think about like what you said, putting better things in our bodies and things like that. Right. Fast food is going to kill us. Yeah, it's easy, it's convenient, but it's not good for us, man.
Right. I wholeheartedly think that there was technology out there that was either destroyed or is hidden from the public, because it's not going to make them money, so to speak. You know what I mean? It's not in their best interest. It's in the people's best interest.
So like Nikola Tesla, how he was trying to, how he did create free energy.
Right.
And they're like, nah, dude, we need to figure out how to make money off of this. And
exactly.
They're still doing it now to this day, dude.
Right.
And you see videos on the phone where people are like, just get a couple batteries and do this, that, and the other. You have free energy for a long time. I'm like, what?
Yeah, and there's always movies, more so like sci-fi movies and stuff like that, where you're like, that's kind of like super sus, the way they have some of their electronics and stuff. It's almost like they're telling us that we can do that, because I don't know. I don't really know how to explain it, but I just feel like they're giving us hints that we do have access to some of this technology. And, because how are we making it up is what I'm trying to say is like, who in the background's like coming up and be like, oh, if you use this, this, and this, and this, then it'll make this happen. Like, I understand like imagination, but I feel like it's just too perfect, I
think like the government did all this and they're like, we can't get this out to the public. Kind of with the whole like aliens and thing, we gotta keep this under wraps. Cause if we put this out there, it's going to go crazy. And then there's a lot of speculation saying there was like an ancient civilization that was advanced as just like we are, but kind of got wiped out. They're saying, well, where's all the tools? Well, that's happened hundreds and thousands of years ago. You know what I mean?
Multiple times, multiple
Some people
resets.
say we got amnesia as a species and we can't, think or tap into what we did before. You know what I mean?
Like legitimately got sent back to the Stone Age.
Because there's because there's like a lot of like buildings in the pyramids still with like saws now. They're finding like saw marks and things like that, or like high pressured lasers or something like that. Who knows? I don't know. Somebody knows.
Yeah, it's like
somebody knows because they took all that stuff when it was there at the beginning. Exactly. You know what I mean? It's out there somewhere.
It's like the movie Prey. I don't know if you guys have seen that movie where he comes down from outer space. It's Predator. I don't know. I'm like super big into Predator movies, but it's like when they come down, they have all this technology of like healing powers and like stealth cloaking and all that stuff, and it's just like makes you think like, does that stuff really is that like exist? You know what I mean? I don't know, man. But Prey was a good movie, super good movie. I love that movie. If you guys haven't seen it, you guys should go check it out for sure. Super good. I think it's on Hulu.
They're coming out with the second one. Trailer's out.
Watch Prey that trailer, 2. Man. I want to check it out, dude. I'm excited. Prey 2. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Prey 2.
Yeah, the first one, she had that wolf with her, that dog with her.
Oh, yeah.
Helped her out. Spoiler alert. But speak about wolves, man. We talked about wolves in the last episode coming to Colorado.
Right.
They reintroduced them. And then some people got like pictures in the public of them already. They're out there.
They're out there, yeah.
They're reclusive animals. You'll see a little bit once in a while, and then I bet you it's going to be a booming population, and then the tags will go up on the table, and then we'll have to go out swinging.
Yeah, I'm waiting.
So far, you haven't heard anything about the ranchers yet, but I know that's a big problem already. I know like coyotes and stuff out there taking out cattle and things like that. So I mean, it's only a matter of time because there's a lot of people in Colorado who are like, "Oh man, save the wolves, man."
Yeah,
environmental friendly, man. I'm like, these dogs will eat you up, dude.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like
travel in packs
for sure.
This ain't a husky. Huskies are small compared to these wolves.
Right. Yeah. Don't act like you're gonna go out there and give them a can of kibbles and bits or something like that, and they're gonna be your best friend, man. They're wild animals, and their nature is to kill, for survival. You know what I mean?
Yep. Like I said, they're reclusive. They'll see you and they'll run away, and they'll get a pack and they'll single you out and they'll get you, man.
Yeah, I'm curious of how the next couple of years are going to come. Like you said, is it going to be like to a point where it's like overpopulated? Or,
well, I don't. You probably can't hunt them at the moment, like I said.
For sure, right?
And then so eventually, like I said, they're going to have packs. They'll have wolves because I think I don't know. They do when they howl at night. They do like a sound off, and then like when they don't hear a certain amount of sounds, I guess that's like a thing for the female to start reproducing. And they have like litters, you know what I mean?
They're like the alpha's
I've heard
dead.
that before. Pretty much, yeah.
I can see it, man. They have a lot of instincts, like crazy instincts like that about how to like stay alive and repopulate, and you know, I think that's why that's why they've been able to survive as long as they have. You know what I mean? So,
yes, sir.
Yeah. So anyway, I was watching this video about this guy. He was standing in front of a judge, and he's talking to him, and he's like, "Ma'am, I've learned my lesson from the past, and I really think that I need a break on this." And she's like, "Well, you know, I respect that, and that's admirable of you, but given your past history, I think you're gonna get what's coming to you." And then he's like, "Oh, hell no!" And then just literally, you see this guy jump over the table and just attack her.
Attacks the judge.
Attacks the judge, dude.
You know, like, leaping over the table. I think there was a dude sitting on his computer right there, and if that guy wasn't there, he would have definitely strangled her or something, man. I seen that.
Yeah, she like hit her head.
Hit her head, slid down. They all slid down. I was like, "Oh man, going down."
Yeah, you hear all the bailiffs and everything. Yeah, they're like, "What are you thinking? What are you doing? What are you doing?" But for real, man,
charges to your plate, man.
I don't know. Already
people are like
irrational. Felon.
There you go, felon, irrational, not thinking, just right off the buck. Dude.
And you're like, "Oh man, he just wanted a break." And you're like, "Well, if you really look at what he was being charged for, it was for battery." You know what I mean?
And then he does it again on a judge.
On a judge, yeah. So yeah, I learned my lesson. Yeah, right.
That's crazy, man. I don't know why people thinking, like I said, irrational. They are crazy, man.
Yeah, man. That's when
handcuffed and everything.
Letting those intrusive thoughts win, dude. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you.
Yeah, he was like, "Nah, I ain't doing this."
Happens sometimes, man. People are crazy out there, dude.
Yep.
What else going on out there?
Oh, you know, we have the some exciting fights that are supposed to be coming up this year.
You know, new year, new fights, man.
New year, new fights. So we'll see.
We're waiting on Conor McGregor to come back. I mean, he was on the social media saying he was going to fight Michael Chandler at 185.
Yeah.
At 185, I mean, I think this last fight is at 155. So we'll see what's going on with that, man. Who knows? Catch weight to see for Michael Chandler. Michael Chandler's a beast, dude. He's in training mode. And then you got Conor McGregor in party mode. So it's two different calibers, two different styles of fighting getting ready to happen.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good fight, and hopefully it's a good card altogether. But it's gonna be weird. Like you said, he's been out of the game for a long time, and hopefully has been partying too hard. You know what I mean?
Yeah, a lot of controversy going on in the UFC right now. You got Sean Strickland, bagging on everybody.
Oh yeah,
bagging on Ian Gary, bagging on this, bagging on that, and he was on Theo Von podcast the other day crying. You know what I mean? He's like, "Hey man, you can dish it out, but you can't talk about it." But everyone's like, "Okay, we see who he is now." Everyone's a human being. Everyone's gonna break down once in a while, but everyone's bagging on him because he was bagging on everybody else. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course. Like you said, if you can't take it, don't dish it out. You know what I mean? Because it's bound to, people are going to give it back, man. There's not people that are just going to stand by and
Dude.
and just, sit there while you say crap about them. They're going to retaliate, and that's the game you started,
Heck yeah, man. I think UFC fighters are different anyways. I was listening to Anthony Smith on his Believe You Me podcast. He was talking about like how, NFL players and soccer players and baseball players, they have a gift, and they're gifted when they're young, and and they got like coaches and teachers and all these sponsors behind them when they're young. And then UFC fighters, they don't really have much. You have backgrounds of like people, being bartenders or barbacks, coming up fighting, don't have really nothing, backgrounds of, domestic violence or, all these crazy backgrounds. So they handle things a lot different than all these other professional athletes.
I hear, like the ones that are coming from third world countries, and literally walking around without
just like
shoes
Sean
and stuff.
Strickland, dude. He came from nothing. He talks about trailer trash and this, that, and the other, and how he's the UFC champion of the world, compared to like a NFL star. How like I said, like Christian McCaffrey, he got, coddled and babied his whole life, and he's still an NFL predominant athlete. There's two different calibers of professional athletes, and I think UFC fighters are just raised different.
Right. No, I keep forgetting what they call those type of babies. It's like you have that person that was self-made, and then you have that person that was grown or like raised in a family of
like a prodigy, man.
Not necessarily like a prodigy, but it's like if I grew up and if I was born like, let's say Tony Ferguson's son, you know what I mean, and he was like the best fighter ever, I would use like his clout and his fame to like bring me up and being like, I'm gonna
has that platform already.
It's like who's that boxer that
Jake Paul
and that other dude that's like supposedly like a pro boxer because his brothers are Tommy Fury. It's just like that. It's like I don't feel like Tommy would have really been as he is right now if he didn't have like his brother and his dad to kind of like coattail off of, so to speak. You know what I mean? Like,
I understand 100%.
I can't argue, and you put the time in practicing and stuff like that. But I think it's a lot easier when you have someone that can like know somebody big, like, oh, hey, my son actually boxes, and you're like, oh, I'll give him a shot because you're you're a champion. You know what I mean? So
there's a lot of you see that a lot in the NFL.
No, for sure.
See that a little bit in the UFC. There's a little bit in that in MMA world like that, but yeah, coattailing it. Do your thing,
Right? Yeah. I mean, like, no, I'm not trying to like knock them down or anything like that, but I mean, I just. They got a little easier road to take.
Yeah, John Jones is coming back. I think he's going to come back because he's waiting to fight Tommy Aspinall.
Oh, Aspinall? That'll be a good fight.
Tommy Aspinall is waiting to fight Stipe or John Jones, and he doesn't want either of those guys to retire yet. But one of those, I think Stipe might retire after his John Jones fight because guy's up there in age, slowing down, hasn't fought in a while. You know what I mean? So we'll see.
Who's that dude that's been making some noise? Was this Bo Nichols?
Oh, Bo Nichols, the wrestler. Yeah, he's supposed to be fighting on, I think, pretty soon or on UFC 300. I mean, UFC 300 is still it's still in the works. Is
he fairly new to?
Yeah,
UFC?
he's like, I think he's like 4-0. I think he's 4-0.
So he's got some hype.
Came off the Dana White Contender Series. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Wrestler, big caliber, big numbers when he fights. He's like minus 1,400 in his next fight against some dude, I think.
Do you think so when you say wrestler, do you think he's gonna be better than
I don't know if he's an Olympic wrestler, but I know he's like a national champion.
Yeah. What was Askren? Ben Askren.
I think he was an Olympic champion.
He was an Olympic champion.
Yeah.
You can tell that hit wrestling.
He said he'll come back if Masvidal said he's going to come out of retirement, and he's like, I'll fight Masvidal 300 again.
Really?
Yeah.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, that'd be fun to watch.
What if he knocked him out in 2 seconds again?
I don't know, man. I mean, yeah.
I can't blame the guy. I feel like he needs like a.
Ben Askren was a champion in Bellator for years, dude.
Right, yeah, and then he came
dominated
over
those guys. Yeah, we traded him for Demetrius Johnson and Sage Northcutt, I think it was.
You can trade people?
It happens, man.
Really?
It happens.
I did not know that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Dang, man. That's pretty cool, though. I didn't know that. You know, some people's like, yo, bro, trade me. I don't want to be into the UFC no more.
Contracts and things like that.
Yeah, I guess it's all about money. It's always about money, man.
It's all about the Benjamins when it comes to the UFC, man.
Oh, yeah. But it's definitely, it's like watching freaking, like when you're in Rome at like the Coliseum.
Gladiator,
just like
dude.
Gladiator, man. Just watching those. I don't know. It's just get your blood pumping, man. Watching two dudes just freaking kill each other. For the lack of better word, you know what I mean? But
yeah, I gotta go to an event, man. It's on my bucket list for sure.
Dude,
kick in the bucket,
dude.
Yeah, dude, just for the tickets, and then you got to go fly out there, and you got to stay out there, you got to eat out there.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot, dude.
I'm balling on a budget already as it is, trying to pay for the mortgage.
It'd be awesome. Be like, yo, my binoculars, bro.
Yeah,
right, left, right.
Your binoculars, $600 ticket still, dude.
Yeah. I'd do it though. I would do it if I had some money laying around.
Buckets.
Definitely, dude. Definitely, man.
Save your cans, dude. That's all I got. It's all save my aluminum.
Right. I'm gonna start stealing Cadillac converters, man.
Oh hell no, dude.
Oh, which reminds me, if you live in Colorado, man, and you have there's like top 10 cars. So here's just a few to say some of them. But if you live in Colorado and you have an Elantra, an F-150, a Silverado, a Civic, or a Kia Soul, then you better be putting a better alarm
Kia
on
Rio.
There. Or Kia Rio.
Because you got to get, if you have Kia Rio, bro, you got to get special insurance, and you got to take pictures of your special insurance and security measures. Yeah. Because they captured some of the Kia boys out there in Pueblo, too.
Really? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so if you got those, man, you just be vigilant of your cars, man, because you might wake up one day and it's gonna be gone.
Situational awareness, and you'll be good to go, man.
Mm-hmm. You don't want to start the new year off with a...
Get you a boot, get you a thing inside your steering wheel.
Be like that one dude that puts like flash bombs in his truck.
Good Lord, I've seen that. They broke into his truck and it went off. Boom.
Boom, yeah, man. I would have done it. Like,
crazy
freaking dudes coming in my car trying to steal my stuff. And then the thing is, they're stupid, is they did it again to the same guy. And he's like,
what are you doing?
Stupid.
What are you doing? Yep, that'll do it for this episode. We're getting into the new year, so like, comment, subscribe, shout us out. Give us some feedback.
Let us know what's up, and also follow us on TikTok. We got a TikTok, and then we also got a Twitter.
Tweet.
Check out what's going on there, or an X. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Shout us out. Let us know what y'all are about, man. Where you guys up to? What you been up to? Hit us up. Where you from? Where you at? You know what I mean?
Exactly. Let us know. All right. Until next time.
We're going to get out of here, y'all. Y'all take care. This new year, new you, hopefully. I don't know. You tell us, man. If y'all got resolutions, put them down in the comments below. If not, whatever, man. But we're talking about you don't need one to be one. You know what I'm saying? Be the change you want to be the change you want to see.
That's right. And with
any last messages for these people out there, Rocco?
No, not that I know of, man. Just be you. Be you, and like Chris said, be free.
Be free, dude. Fight the power. Rise against the machine.
All right, guys. We'll see you later.
Power of the people.
Peace.
Peace.